Hello, and welcome to their Dokkan battle video. It's time. Janemba and Gogeta's EZAs are live in-game, finally. Janemba here is the one we're doing first, so my Tech Gogeta, is not going to be EZA'd in this video. He will be EZA'd later. We're going to use EZA Janemba for that one, because... So, Janemba here, he is weak to Connected Hope, and then... Gogeta is weak to movie bosses, but I don't have any of the new movie boss LRs. So I, besides Cell Max, I have Cell Max, and Bio Broly, I guess, but we're not talking about Bio Broly right now. But I'm gonna use Janemba as my leader for that team, so I want to have him EZA'd for that when we go ahead and do his EZA event after this. But yeah, he's weak to Connected Hope, so obviously the main character you're gonna want to use is Gogeta himself. But since it is just LRs that you need, you can pretty much just spam all the powerful LRs that have gone to this team recently, which is i.e. Beast, right? Mr. Beast Gohan is on here, so he's gonna very cleanly and easily disintegrate the Janemba. I am so pleased with both of their EZAs. Now, technically, as I'm speaking right now, right, we are completely synced on both Global and JP, technically speaking. There are some things that are kind of weird. Right, global maintenance should be done, and most things should be roughly the same. There is still some oddities, right? And I guess that's kind of to be expected. But for the most part, we are synced. Also, from the looks of it, because there are memorial fights for Gogeta and Janemba, so you can get their unique equips. Gogeta's unique equips are really, really good. Janemba's are like, okay. But from the looks of it, they are real fights. So... since these are technically worldwide download celebration, like LRs, you got your hard fights. Granted, they're both one-stage fights, and you know they're very similar. They seem to be kind of challenging. We'll talk about those when we actually do them, which will probably be tomorrow morning, right? Just because like it's really late at night for me when these dropped, and I was doing some stuff, right? So I wasn't able to just kind of like do the stages immediately. So we're gonna I'm gonna get them EZA. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna do the memorial fights, and then we're gonna do the Kale video. That's kind of gonna be how this is gonna go, just so that you know things are a bit easier. Can you guys super attack? They never super attack. I don't know. So here's our first look at EZA Gogeta, by the way. 14. he's a little good, huh? Remember, they have 60% damage reduction on this rotation. Yeah, they kind of cooked a little bit, didn't they? Just a little bit. And we're not on a 200% lead. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with Gogeta and Janemba's EZAs. I've seen people try to downplay Janemba, mainly Rhodey, you know, Mr. Vegito Blue himself. And I think he's, I don't want to be mean, because I mentioned in the Kale video today that I wanted to be happy and positive today, because today's supposed to be a good, happy day. But, Rhodey, let's just say that he confuses me. It comes a time where maybe you might just have to stick to, you know, NSFW Twitter art. You know, I think that's probably where he belongs. He seems like a nice guy. He's just very set in his ways, and a lot of his ways are less than popular, I'll say, because I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean. I'm trying to be very mindful. Very, very demure when it comes to my favorite villain in the series. Point being, I think Janemba's really good. He has guard. He's no longer slot restricted. He builds up a lot quicker now. He has a lot more of that build up. What else can I say about him? It's really crazy. He now has dodge, damage reduction, and his ability to, you know, do his nullification, which just means he's just gonna end up performing really good a lot of the time, right? He is on the new Broly leader skill, right? The uncontrollable power team. He is on there. He's another big bad boss's character to sit next to Cell Max. So he's just a very good unit. His Janembas are always like the kind of characters that have a lot of really powerful links. So being able to have an insanely strong LR Janemba in the game again is a great thing, especially if we end up getting any more of his kind of archetype of villain, because we've been getting a lot of non-big bad boss villains, right? The only big bad boss villains we've gotten this year are Cell Max, First Form Frieza, and Super EZA Frieza, and I guess Turles as well, right? Those are pretty much the only big bad bosses characters that I can at least think of. Oh, I guess Bio Broly. So there isn't really a whole lot of them, at least right now, and I would prefer to run big bad bosses LRs, because big bad bosses LRs just end up being really fun. A lot of them work really well. Like I really would have liked it if we got Bojack for part 2 instead of Broly and Gohan. That would have been really good for me. I would have liked that a lot. Obviously, we got Broly because it was they decided to make it just a solely Broly celebration instead of like a Z movie celebration. But we could have very easily gotten just a Z movie celebration and gotten Bojack and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, and I feel like that would probably been a lot better, right? Just in general, make it just a coherent movie boss team instead of uncontrollable power team. I think that could have been fun, right? I'm not saying that I have any problems with the Brolys. Sorry, I'm a little sleepy because it's almost 5 in the morning. But what I'm saying is, right, it would have avoided some of the issues that we're currently facing now with the Brolys, where 3 Brolys that we got in this one celebration all have the same name, and that's kind of annoying. So, it is what it is. Not a whole lot we can really do about it, but it happens. It happens sometimes. But now what we really do need, actually, I guess technically I can't say that we need a Super Saiyan Broly, because we have Super Saiyan Broly, but he's from the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. We don't have Super Saiyan Broly from... Well, I guess technically we do. Maybe like a new one, right? A new Z Super Saiyan Broly, because the one we have is Tech LR Broly, right? And it does start off as Super Saiyan Broly and then transforms to Legendary Super Saiyan. But he's also really goddamn old. Granted, his animations are still pretty good, and he's really damn good. So I guess we don't technically need a new one, but like I kind of would like to have a playable version of the like blue-haired Super Saiyan Broly, right, from the first Broly movie. I think that'd be cool. I think it would. I highly doubt we're gonna get any more Brolys for a very long time, right? They kind of exhausted every Broly imaginable in this year. So it is what it is. Probably not going to see Broly for a while. But I think we will start seeing a lot more big bad boss villains soon. Right? Especially once we move into the later half of the year. Remember that we do tend to get at least one more major villain release, right, by the end of this year. Granted, the past 2 years they kind of did away with that. Right. What I'm talking about is mainly the end of November Dokkan Fest leading into the Christmas Carnival. Those units are typically paired. The last 2 years they didn't really do that, but I hope they go back to that. I think that'd be good. I don't know who they would do, but there is also New Year's, right? The New Year's Dual Dokkan Fest, which, besides the superhero one, has pretty much always been Super versus Extreme, right? You can technically count Super Saiyan 2 Goku versus Majin Vegeta, right, as a super class, because he started off a super class and then he turns into extreme class. But I mainly mean like proper super versus extreme class characters. I think we will start seeing a lot more big bad bosses characters, at least at some point during the end of this year, which will be pretty nice. It would be pretty nice. All right. The final fight of the Janemba EZA, and then I'm gonna take a shower and we're gonna go and do the next one. Oh, they're playing Tech Gogeta's OST. I love this OST, man. When they fuse, I'm so happy that these cards are good, man. You don't understand. This is like some of my favorite cards in existence. I loved that Tanabata so goddamn much. and I defended the hell out of Tech Gogeta. Because a lot of people were like, he's not even like that good. Super Vegeta's kind of just better. His transformation is really hard. And it's like, I was always in the opinion that since they were meant to be ran together, it is not feasibly possible for both of their conditions to be bad at the same time. It's not. Because if Gogeta's condition is unavailable, Vegito's is. Right? And if Vegito's condition is unavailable, Gogeta's is. So they couldn't possibly both have a bad condition on the same team unless you managed that. I saw some people actually have this happen to them, right? And I thought it was kind of funny and a little unfortunate, but also kind of like a skill issue kind of thing, where I saw instances where if you had them on like opposing rotations and you're trying to set up your rotation so that they lined up together, every single time Gogeta would show up, you'd be below 70% HP, and then when Vegeta would come back, you'd be over it. It's just like, at that point, I feel like you're just doing something wrong. Right, that's how I felt way back then, because that was when Broly was still the hardest fight in the game, really. Was a lot of times that people were fighting things with these guys. Which is kind of ridiculous to say, but that was the truth way back then. And I'm just really happy that they made Gogeta insanely powerful. I feel like there's no contention, if, ands, or buts about it. He is like a top 5 level character. I've seen people say, oh, he might be better than Beast in general, which like, I can kind of see the argument. The man has 80% damage reduction for 5 goddamn turns. That's pretty crazy. And a Scouter, like, and if he ever gets targeted by a super attack, the second he's targeted by it, he should proc his 50% dodge chance. So it's just like, this man is crazy. He's really goddamn good, and I'm really happy about it. I know I'm not really talking about Janemba a whole lot, but what do you want me to say about him? He does the same job that he did way back then, but better. Because he's no longer slot restricted, so you can float him now. That's fantastic. I'm so happy, just in general, about these two, like, EZA LRs. They're both so goddamn strong, and that just makes me feel immense joy, right? Because I know soon we're gonna get the 7th anniversary LRs as well to EZA during the anniversary, and those guys are gonna be ridiculously broken, and some of my favorite units of all time are gonna be super powerful all at the same time again, and that's just gonna make me really happy. So that's just kind of like how I'm feeling right now. It's just overjoyed, really, by the decisions that Omatsu has made, at least with the like the EZA LRs and stuff like that. Because a lot of the releases nowadays have been really, really powerful. Sure, we have a couple hiccups, and some people might argue this, that, and the third thing about whoever the hell, and I don't care. But the units I care about have been getting the respect that they deserve, and that makes me happy. It really does. So that's just kind of like my general thoughts about this stuff. I do wish that the copyrighted music would leave, though. I don't care about that anymore. I really would prefer if it's just got up on out of here. But we're about to wrap this up. It's not too bad. They made Janemba a little tanky, though. We'll EZA him in this video, and then in a little bit we'll go ahead and we'll take on Gogeta once I get to about stage 6 in it. But I'm really happy that both of them are good. That's all you need to know. It does please me greatly. It really does. It really, really does. I can't use them for the kill. I mean, I guess technically I can use Janemba for the kill week, but like I don't know how that would work. It wouldn't really. But let's go ahead and let's EZA Janemba. Again, my favorite personal villain in all of Dragon Ball, just because I think his abilities are really goddamn cool. Right? I just think he's really cool in general. I really like the way he does stuff. Like all the time, like the reality warping and stuff is just really sick. So I just like him a lot. He's probably going to be my main character in Sparking Zero if I choose to have a main. I'm probably just going to hit random when I goof around with my friends, but I'm really happy he's good. Let's go ahead and just leave it on his screen real quick. Where's he at? There he is. There's my Pookie. So, Let me know how you guys feel about EZA Janemba in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.